Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma here, here to kind of give you an overview versus kind of expectation versus reality. So as the title would say, 4 is, I think, when I started this channel, there were some goals that I had for 2023. They're basically were toy lines that I wanted to pick up. So on the first hand, I started to get into G.I. Joe. So Serpentor was always my favourite one, but I had a list. So I always wanted Snake Eyes, Duke, Gun-Ho, Beachhead, Firefly, Ali Viper, so that's kind of the minion one, Storm Shadow as you always, Spirit, because I quite like the look of him, Crocmaster, didn't need to have the alligator with him, Tomax and Zymot, Zatanna, Serpentora, Serpentor, and the Baroness. So I'll throw a picture up here so you can see. So this is all my G.I. Joe. So I hit them very much recently. By the time you would have seen this, I basically every Joe I have, I wanted, or every Joe and Cobra agent I wanted, I've got. I've got more than that, as I think I'm in the 30 or 40s era. So I am happy that I hit that side of things. Obviously, more than anything, Serpentor was the one thing that I always wanted. I kind of didn't realise they announced him, but I kind of was thinking about the old figure, but glad to have this figure. Far much better quality and size than that. So what else did I want? So on my list, the first one that I wanted was Boulder Hill. So as you all know, I did finally manage to find myself a Boulder Hill. It didn't cost me, it cost me under 100 quid, I think 90, 85, 90 pounds. I am missing one little blue swivel part underneath it, but the rest of it is more or less complete. I've got the figures, so I'm really happy. The mask collection, I think the Boulder Hill was kind of my final one to do with that one, so I'm happy. That's all sorted. Bang on. Number 1 done. Obviously number 2 was Serpentor. We all know as this video, besides the G.I. Joes, I got him. Brilliant. Number 3, I can't. Well, okay, this was Marvel Legends. So Marvel Legends did a few free packs this year. They had Banshee. Sean Cassidy is one of my favourite X-Men's of all time. And yes, I managed to buy the free pack and sell the other 2 on. So I think he ended up costing me 30 quid. He's not the greatest Banshee figure. He's a far improvement over the Toy Biz figure. I'll be throwing pictures up so you can see what I actually want. But yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with the version we got. I say it weren't the greatest. He could have had a screaming effect. I think they missed the boat on that one, but it is what it is with Marvel Legends. He was kind of one of the last figures I really needed and wanted. I haven't really touched the Marvel Legend. I've got 1 or 2. I got Andrew Garfield, as you've seen. But yeah, Marvel Legends slowly dwindled out. I've got, I mean, I say I probably have about 200 figures now. It's a bit like, how far can you go before you get a bit bored? So number 4 is what I had on, was the Inhumanoids. So if anybody has seen the Inhumanoids, it's the 80s cartoons, and you have these 3 big beasts. They are quite expensive. You're talking 3 figures at least. I've only ever come across the Volcano one. I forget his name now. He had a broken head. He was in Nesta Vintage Toy Shop, but because of the broken head, I wanted Decompose or Tendril. I still haven't got them. I'm not a big fan of collecting the figures or anything. I'm not. The creatures I kind of like, and I'll pick up if they're cheap, but they are so hard to come by. I do want one. I said Decompose was all my favourite, but I'm kind of angling towards Tendril. I mean, if I find one for 100, 150 quid, I would probably pull the trigger on that, because they come up so few and far between. Or if I get to go to America, hopefully I can pick one up there, because I know they can be a little bit more easier to find over there. So yeah, so unfortunately haven't picked it up. I know, you know, we're still not quite the end of the year, but I very doubt I'm going to find it in this small period. So the next one is Animus Shark. So what I mean by Animus Shark is, any Power Ranger fans out there, there is a Zord called the Animus Zord. I had an incomplete one. I didn't have the Shark. I now managed to get to Shark. He is missing the tail, and he's missing a few bits overall, but he's mostly complete. I need a new, I think Jaguar is missing 1 leg, but for me, they look all right separately. They look all right combined. The bits that I'm looking for are really hard to, so I'm not too fussed with that. For me, it more or less completes the Wild Zord section of my toy line, which I have 2 boxes for because there are so many Zords in that I very much appreciate that. I mean, the Icy Sword, the Falcon has a broken feather on that one as well. So let me go on to gargoyles. So just in general, I wanted to get more of the NECA gargoyles. I only had, I think, Goliath this time last year. As you can well see, I now have 7 or 8 of the figures. Luckily, I managed to find some bloke who did a few runs for me to America when he was going on. I got a few figures. I managed to pick a few up at the NEC. There are still more I want, but let's just say there are one, I think Lexington I'm missing on the gargoyle side of things, and then there are like a few of the humans I want to get which have the closed wings, and then I'm happy. I'm not going to go for every single figure in it because it just is going to get too silly with the wings and stuff. They're just too much space, but I'm happy with what I've got. I got most of the stuff I wanted to, so I'm really happy with that. The next one that I've been waiting for God knows ever was the Super 7 Quicksilver figure from the Silverhawks. So you saw he did a ride. It was meant to be my first Super 7 figure, but I did pick up a few Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the B&Ms that we all saw that were going around. I did like it. I, to be honest, liked it over the Vac Metal, and I explained that I'm not the biggest fan of Vac Metal because it can strip and stuff and a lot of things they have to do. He's not the best articulated, his head's a lot loose, there are a few issues, and he now sits in the back of my shelf. He's not... I thought it was okay as figures go for the price point, because it was like 50 odd quid I paid for this. I think it was a bit overpriced, but that's what we get into nowadays. You have to pay more money for the figures. I've said I don't really want to pay over 100 quid, so why it's still in the 50s. It's acceptable. It's not the greatest, but it is what it is, and I got it. So then we go on to the last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I only did 9, so apologies. I haven't even got 10 things of this. But yeah, so that was 7. So 8. So 8, I wanted to complete the Double Dragon set, which I have done, except for one weapon. So I will put a picture up of that weapon. If anybody watching this has a figure with it, because I can't seem to find this bit even with a figure, I would buy the figure with it because I just want this figure, because I bought more or less a almost complete loose set except for 2 figures, and I got one complete, which was Shadow Master, and I think it was Billy Lee with the red kind of blades, as you'll see on the picture. That is the only thing I'm missing. So if someone does have that and watching this and wants to sell it to me, please hit me up on Instagram and we can work out a deal. Obviously, I'm not going to pay 50, 100 quid for it, but if you're talking more 10, 15, maybe if it's 20, if it's got a figure or something, then I would consider that. So there was that. That was number 8. And number 9, which sets to my toy line, the modern collector, is the Mighty Ducks. So my target for 2023 was to complete the Mighty Ducks set. I did not do that. You know that, and I would know that if you've watched any of my channels. I've just got over halfway point. There will be a video, hopefully in the next few days, it will go over everything that I've done to recap. The plan is for 24. You will notice this theme will still come out. I want to do a complete set, and I mean, I want to get every single figure, every single bit that comes with it, because it's really hard to find on any videos and websites and stuff. They're not accurate, and that's what I want to try and do once I have a complete set, is to show it out there. Now I know there are prototypes that are out there and they are really expensive. I may look into that once I complete the set. I don't know yet. They're very expensive. Maybe I can work a deal out with the person dealing with them. But yes, I haven't done them, but that's going to be a follow-on, and that is basically all the toys I was looking forward to purchasing in 2023. So 2 I didn't manage to do, but I'm still on the lookout for this year. 7, you know, I had some big heavy hitters with Serpentor and Boulder Hill and stuff like that, and the Gargoyles, which are hard to find, so I'm happy. Hope you enjoyed this video. What was the toy of 2023 that you were looking forward to, that you did purchase or maybe missed out on? Please do let me know in the comments below. I say, if people there, you know, maybe you may put that you missed out on something, and someone in the chats, maybe even me, I might have it, and we can work out a deal to maybe fix you up with that figure. Otherwise, I've been Cypher Sigma Toys. Hope you've enjoyed this channel. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things you want to do, and I shall definitely see you in the next